Who's here?
Good morning.
Belly. What if Belly's next move doesn't just break one heart, but destroys everything? Episode 8 of The Summer I Turned Pretty is not just another chapter. It's the turning point that could decide whether the Fisher brothers remain family or become bitter rivals forever. And at the center of it all is Belly, trapped between love, loyalty, and the weight of her own choices. Episode 8 is shaping up to be the storm that's been brewing all season long. Belly has been pulled in every direction by Conrad's quiet, painful loyalty, by Jeremiah's charm and promises, and by her own constant uncertainty. But now, with the wedding creeping closer, time has run out. Decisions can no longer be delayed, and every step she takes has consequences that will ripple far beyond her own heart. Let's rewind to where things left off. Conrad's world has been shattered again and again this season. He's the boy who hides his pain, who sacrifices his happiness to keep peace. But episode 8 might finally force him to let everything out. When he hears about Jeremiah's betrayal, something snaps. His anger isn't just about Belly. It's about years of swallowing his feelings, years of choosing silence, and years of watching his brother take what he himself has been too afraid to claim. That outburst isn't random. It's the explosion of everything Conrad has been holding inside. And Belly, no matter how confused she is, can't ignore it anymore. Remember, Belly once rejected Conrad in a way that cut him deeply. It wasn't just a no, it was harsh, final, and cruel. For a while, it looked like there was no coming back from it. But love has a strange way of resurfacing, and Belly's heart has never truly let go of Conrad. Even when she's with Jeremiah, even when she pretends she's moved on, her subconscious betrays her. She falls asleep thinking of Conrad. She hesitates whenever his name comes up. She regrets the words she once said so carelessly. Episode 8 will be the moment those regrets catch up with her. The bachelor and bachelorette party has already lit the match, but episode 8 is where the fire spreads. Belly's vague excuses, her distracted behavior, and her inability to give Jeremiah a clear answer begin to add up. Taylor notices it first, she always does. Friends can see the cracks that lovers ignore. When Taylor voices her suspicions, it plants a seed of doubt that Jeremiah can't shake. Suddenly, it's not just Conrad fighting for Belly, it's Jeremiah fighting against the fear that he's already lost her. And here's where the real suspense lies. Belly isn't just choosing between two brothers. She's choosing the future of their bond. If she picks Conrad, Jeremiah's trust may never recover. If she stays with Jeremiah, Conrad might finally close his heart for good. Either way, the Fisher family as we know it won't survive untouched. Jenny Han's story has always thrived on complicated love, but episode 8 pushes that complexity into dangerous territory, where love doesn't just bring people together, it tears them apart. But let's not forget Belly herself. For all the criticism she gets, Belly is still a teenage girl trying to figure out who she is. Season 3 has shown her as reckless, indecisive, and even selfish at times, but it has also shown her as vulnerable. She's been swept up in emotions bigger than she can handle, torn between fantasy and reality, and too scared to admit what she really wants. Episode 8 could be the first time she stops running, the first time she faces her truth head-on. Will she find the courage to admit her heart belongs to Conrad, even if it risks everything? Or will she try to hold on to Jeremiah out of guilt and comfort, even if it feels wrong? The timing couldn't be more critical. The wedding is looming. Jeremiah is ready to commit, or at least he claims he is. But what does it mean if Belly walks into that marriage with doubts already clouding her mind? The show has been hinting at it all season. Marriage built on confusion can't last. And Belly knows it. That's why her hesitation is so heavy. Deep down, she realizes that saying yes to Jeremiah would mean silencing her heart, and that silence might destroy not only her own happiness, but also Jeremiah's future. As fans, we can't help but ask, does Belly even deserve Conrad after everything she's done? That question is dividing viewers everywhere. Some believe she's selfish, constantly hurting the one person who truly loves her. Others argue that she's simply young and learning, and that her mistakes make her more real. Episode 8 will push the debate to the forefront. Conrad remains the pure, loyal soul, always willing to sacrifice for others. Belly is the chaotic storm, always leaving wreckage in her wake. Can they ever truly belong together, or is their love destined to be a cycle of heartbreak? This is where episode 8 transforms from simple teenage drama into something bigger. The stakes are no longer just about who Belly ends up with, they're about growth, trust, and the survival of relationships under pressure. Season 3 has exhausted Conrad, tested Jeremiah, and confused Belly. But episode 8 promises clarity. Someone's truth will finally be spoken, and once it's out, there's no turning back. And here's the twist that keeps us hooked. What if Jeremiah is the one who calls off the wedding? Not Belly, not Conrad, Jeremiah himself. The doubt planted by Taylor, the hesitation he senses in Belly, and the shadow of Conrad lingering in every corner, it might all be too much for him. Imagine the shock if the brother who fought so hard for Belly finally realizes he can't hold on to her. That decision would flip everything upside down and set the stage for a season finale like no other. If episode 8 is the storm, then the aftermath will decide who's left standing when the clouds clear. Belly has carried the weight of indecision for far too long, but this episode won't allow her to keep hiding behind. I don't know. That answer may have worked before, but now, the people around her are demanding clarity. Jeremiah can feel it in her hesitation. Conrad can sense it in her silence. Even Belly's mom notices it in her distracted eyes. Everyone knows the truth is close, and episode 8 is where that truth comes crashing out. Let's break down why this moment is so powerful. Belly's journey has always been about love, but also about growing up. In season 1, she was discovering herself, caught up in the magical idea of summer romance. In season 2, she was torn between fantasy and reality, between her heart and her fears. But in season 3, that love triangle stopped being innocent. It became painful, raw, and destructive. By episode 8, Belly isn't just choosing between two boys. She's choosing the kind of person she wants to be. Does she want to be someone who settles for comfort, or someone who risks it all for real love? That choice will define not just the season, but her future. And let's not forget Conrad. His patience has limits. Fans adore him because he's steady, selfless, and loyal, but loyalty has a breaking point. He's been quietly watching Belly drift further away, quietly enduring Jeremiah's confidence, quietly nursing his heartbreak. But episode 8 is where silence becomes impossible. The revelation of Jeremiah's betrayal forces Conrad to confront his emotions, and in doing so, he might finally make his feelings clear without hesitation. For Conrad, this isn't just about winning Belly back. It's about reclaiming his voice, standing up for his love, and refusing to be overlooked any longer. Jeremiah, on the other hand, faces a different battle. He's always been the fun, easygoing brother, the one who offers warmth where Conrad offers mystery. But that charm only lasts as long as trust remains intact. Once Jeremiah begins to doubt Belly's devotion, the cracks start spreading quickly. His whole identity in season 3 has been wrapped around marrying Belly, proving he's the one she truly wants. But when suspicion enters, that identity shakes. What happens if he realizes that no matter how much he tries, he can't erase Conrad from her heart? Does Jeremiah fight harder, or does he finally let go? The show thrives on twists, and episode 8 promises the biggest one yet. Many fans expect Belly to break off the engagement, but imagine the shock if Jeremiah beats her to it. That single choice would shatter the assumption that Jeremiah is blindly in love. It would show maturity, awareness, and a painful recognition of reality. More importantly, it would flip the narrative. Instead of Belly being the one to hurt him, Jeremiah would take control of his own heartbreak, making Belly confront what she truly wants without guilt holding her back. This moment could also set up season 4 perfectly. If Jeremiah steps away, Belly's path to Conrad opens, but it won't be simple. The guilt of hurting Jeremiah will hang over her, creating a tension that even a reunion with Conrad can't erase. And Conrad, though loyal, isn't unbreakable. If Belly comes back to him only after Jeremiah lets her go, will Conrad wonder if he was ever truly her first choice? That lingering doubt could fuel an entirely new conflict in season 4, one where Belly has to prove, not just say, that Conrad is the love she's ready to fight for. Belly's mom, Laurel, also has a bigger role than many fans realize. She's always been the voice of reason, the steady guide when Belly spins out of control. In episode 8, Laurel could deliver the grounding advice that finally breaks through to Belly. She's watched her daughter stumble through mistakes. She's seen the chaos of the love triangle, and she knows Belly can't live in indecision forever. Her words might be the final push Belly needs to confront her feelings honestly. And if Laurel supports Conrad, as some fans suspect, it might strengthen Belly's courage to choose him once and for all. Still, the most haunting question remains. Does Belly actually deserve Conrad? The show never shies away from this debate. Belly's indecision has hurt him again and again. Some fans believe Conrad should walk away, find someone who values him without hesitation. Others argue that Belly and Conrad are soulmates, destined to find their way back no matter how many mistakes are made. Episode 8 won't end this debate, it will deepen it. But what it can do is finally make Belly take responsibility. She can no longer float between the brothers, taking comfort in one while longing for the other. Her decision must be final, and that finality is what makes episode 8 so thrilling. Looking ahead, season 4 hints are already hiding within this storyline. If Belly and Conrad unite, the next season could explore whether their relationship can survive outside the bubble of summer. Can they withstand jealousy, distance, and the wounds left behind by Jeremiah? Or if Belly ends up alone at the end of season 3, season 4 could become her redemption arc, a story where she finally stops being defined by who she loves and starts being defined by who she is. Either way, episode 8 sets the stage for transformation. The days of love triangles and childish indecision are ending. What comes next will be about strength, identity, and love that either survives the storm or breaks apart under its weight. So, as episode 8 approaches, one truth is clear. This isn't just Belly's story anymore. It's Conrad's, Jeremiah's, Laurel's. It's a story about family, sacrifice, and the cost of love when it's tangled in loyalty. The decision Belly makes will echo across every character's life. And when the credits roll, fans won't just be asking, who will Belly choose? They'll be asking, what will be left after her choice is made?